Hi, my name is Todd Vickers, and this is my assignment for my ASP.NET class. Our assignment was to create a forum website. We could choose any topic we wanted for the forum. I chose to create a political debate forum because it's just so popular. I named it Politicalamity, and what you see here is the home page, or the default page. You'll come to this page first when you first log in, and it's based on a master page that I created. Now the master page includes the graphics that you see at the top, these 4 links here, and a footer at the very bottom. That way all the pages will look the same because they're all based on this master page. And on the home page you'll see a login and a few grid views here. In this top grid view you'll see a table that is a result table from querying 3 tables. We query the category table to get the name of the category, thread table to get the number of threads posted to that category, and a reply table to count the number of replies to that thread. So we joined 3 tables to create this result table. Next you see 3 very simple statistics, just the total number of threads on the forum, the total number of replies, and the total number of members in the forum. And down here you'll see a list of the last 10 replies posted, regardless of what category or what thread they were posted to. And you'll see the word test appear quite a bit here because I did a lot of testing towards the end. And we'll take a look at the database very quickly. Now our database consists of a category table, very simple, just a category ID and the name of the category. There is a thread table that has a thread ID for each thread, the username, the category ID of the category that thread was posted to, a title for the thread text, and a timestamp for that title, for that thread. And then the reply table is going to have a reply ID for each reply, the name of the user that posted the reply, the ID of the thread that they replied to, timestamp, and then the actual thread reply text itself. Now from our home page we can view some of the pages without logging in. In this first grid you'll see that you can click on the category link that'll take you to that category and give you a list of the threads posted to that category. Now you'll see a link here for the thread form, which we can't get to without logging in first. But on any of these thread titles we can click on that link and see the thread title and the comment and a list of replies to that thread. And there's also a reply form that we can't get to without logging in. Now the home link just takes us back to our home page. We can view the About page, the Contact Us page, and we can register a new user without logging in. But let's say we wanted to post a reply to one of these threads. We can also use these links here to view one of the more recent replies. And this is a page we've already seen, just a different way of linking to it. It'll give you the thread title and the list of replies to that thread. Now from here you can click on the reply form to reply to this thread, but you got to log in first. So let's use one of our existing users and log in that way. And you get a very simple form. You just type in your comment and click insert. It'll post it to the database, and this page will query that database and display the new result table. So you'll see it appear here. This is the comment we just posted. Now let's say we wanted to create a new thread. We could click on one of these categories, go to our thread form, and create a new thread. And there's our thread that we just posted. No one's commented on it yet, but you can see our comment here. Now if we want to create a new user, we actually don't have to log in for that, but let's say Okay, so it's created a new account for us. When we click continue, it'll take us back to the home page and we can log in. Okay, now we're logged in and we can go anywhere we like. Now let's look at our queries. Okay, this is the split view of our default page. Let's see if we can minimize some of this stuff. Get a bigger view. Now we can resize, or we can just go into the design view and have a look at our queries that we built in our query builder. This gives us a look at our query. You can see it, we've selected the category ID and the category name. We're not actually displaying the category ID, just the category name. And then we get a count from the thread table for that particular category of the number of threads. And then we get a count of the replies for that particular thread from the reply table. So we've joined 3 tables in one query there. Now to view our last 10 replies, we're also going to join 3 tables. And let's look at the query and query builder because this one's a little complicated. This gives us a better view and a sense of how query builder works. It's good to just start right here by right-clicking and adding each table you're going to be querying from. And with simpler queries, you can just click on the items you want and it'll just build the query for you. I'm not sure how to get Query Builder to do aggregates for you. I had to do that myself. Just go in here, click the mouse, and literally type in the items that I wanted to count and the where clause for that and so forth. But this query is going to, again, join all 3 tables. And by selecting top 10 and ordering it by the date and timestamp descending, we get the last 10. Now let's go into our Solution Explorer and look at one of our other pages. Let's say, look at our thread titles page. Again, we can resize, or we can just look at design view, or we can just look at the source code. This table's pretty simple. We're just joining 2 tables here, getting data from our thread table and our reply table. Okay, this is our replies page. And this grid view got a little tricky at the end. Most of this was really easy. We're just querying the reply table for the username, the reply they posted, the timestamp, the join date of that user. So actually going into our user table there, and number of replies from the user. And actually had to join the table to itself to get the number of replies from that user. Actually, that's not right. If the number of replies from the user, I had to use this subquery here where we count the username from the reply table, and I have to give it an alias because we're referencing the username from the original query where we've given the same table reply the alias of R so that it matches that particular row in the result table, so we get the number of replies posted by the user in that row. So when we get our result table, we're seeing the right number of replies for the user in that row of the result table. Now to restrict certain pages, I had to create a restrict folder and put the add reply page and the add thread page in that folder. And let's take a look at that. Now the query looks pretty simple. We're just selecting everything from the reply table where the thread ID that we get from the URL will match up. In the table properties, we set the default mode to insert so it becomes an insert statement. And to restrict those pages, we have to use our ASP.NET configuration. Now in ASP.NET configuration, you can just go into security and go through the setup wizard. By checking from the internet, you're actually using a remote source to manage your users now. You're no longer going to be using the user table in Visual Studio. If you need to enable roles, you can do it on this screen. I only have one role, just a user role. If you needed an admin role, you could do that as well. You can create a new user on this page. This is where you create the access rules. This is how you establish who can get in to pages that are stored in certain folders. Now we've got everything stored in our restrict folder that we only want logged in users to get to. So by denying anonymous users, you'll see your rules appear down here. Anonymous users are not able to get into the restrict folder. But by clicking on a folder, you can set other rules with these radio buttons. And then you've completed your security setup wizard. Now let's go back to the reply form because I didn't completely explain how we configured our insert. So you need to get into advanced to enable the insert by clicking advanced. When you click on your generate insert update, that's how you see these options appear at the bottom, and you modify them in properties if you just want to edit or insert depending on what you want to do with that particular form. And that's what I was pointing to before. When we set our default mode to insert, you can set it for read only or edit. You'll see your form change, or just insert like we've got it here, because all we're doing is inserting data into our table. So in conclusion, I've created a forum website where users can log in, view the categories that are being discussed, add threads to that category, post replies to that category, and view statistics on the entire site or for a particular user or category or thread. And that's it.